Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be discussing settings in Fortnite for controller players. And when I say settings, I actually specifically mean the Fortnite in-game settings. Some people associate the term settings with things like sensitivity and custom binds, but that's not what we're going to be talking about today. There's some settings in Fortnite that have become kinda controversial, with some players saying that some specific settings should definitely be turned on, and it's so good that you need to use it, and then another player will turn around and say, no, that's awful, you definitely don't want to use that. So what I'm hoping to do is discuss the positives and negatives of the most controversial in-game Fortnite settings, and hopefully help you guys decide what you should ultimately choose. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first setting that we're going to be talking about is the super controversial edit mode aim assist. Like I alluded to in the intro, this is absolutely one of those settings where some people will tell you it's an absolute necessity. I mean, a few days ago, Innocence tweeted, and I quote, "If you're on controller and don't play with edit mode aim assist, you're a bot, on God, no cap, for real, for real." But then you'll talk to another really good controller player, and they'll say something along the lines of, no, edit mode aim assist is bad, you definitely want to have it off. The first thing I want to say is that I don't think a lot of people truly understand what edit mode aim assist actually does. Because I think people hear the term aim assist in the name and just assume it's kind of like aim assist when you're shooting. So they basically think it does something like lock your crosshair onto specific tiles whenever you start editing. But really, what it does is makes it so that you can't move your crosshair outside of whatever structure you're editing. You know how when you go bowling, you can choose to have those bumpers that are like little walls that block off the gutters? That's basically what edit mode aim assist does. It forces you to stay inside the area of whatever you're editing. So now that you guys hopefully understand that, let's break down the general positives and negatives of edit mode aim assist. So I think the biggest positive of edit mode aim assist is the fact that it makes it easier to play on higher editing sensitivity, because it eliminates a lot of wasted movement while editing. Here's an example of what I mean by that. Let's say you go to do a top row wall edit, but because your sensitivity is pretty high, as you're going left to right, you accidentally go past the final square on your top row edit right before you confirm it. Luckily, that edit will still go through, but if you want to say reset that edit right away, which is a super common play in a lot of situations, you're now going to need to move your crosshair back to the wall, which takes extra time and is wasted movement. Along with that, going outside of the squares while doing wall edits will also have a negative impact on your aim. Imagine with that same top row edit situation where you went too far to the right, but instead of going to reset the edit, you instead just try to shoot the enemy with your shotgun. Since you went outside of the squares, you would now need to flick your crosshair all the way back to the middle of the wall, which is where your enemy's body is most likely going to be positioned at. With edit mode aim assist on, the game wouldn't even allow you to go too far to the left, right, up, or down, so none of what I just described would ever end up being a problem. However, edit mode aim assist also has some significant negatives. In my opinion, the biggest one is the fact that certain edits become very difficult when you have edit mode aim assist turned on, and this is specifically the case with ramp edits. Here's a quick clip that I found on Twitter which shows how difficult it is to change the direction of a ramp if you have edit mode aim assist on. That specific edit, which is actually used fairly commonly, is really only possible with edit aim assist if you flick your crosshair very quickly. I'm guessing it's a glitch, but apparently it's been that way for a while, so who knows if it'll ever get fixed. Another pretty common edit that edit aim assist kinda kills is when players sit under a cone, edit it to make it transparent, and then use that to get a view on their surrounding area while being totally protected. It's a very common thing that people do in competitive games, and with edit mode aim assist, you basically can only look directly in front of you, which makes it nowhere near as good as it is normally. So in my opinion, if you're someone that struggles with editing, especially if you play on a higher editing sensitivity, I would definitely give edit mode aim assist a shot. But despite the fact that more and more people keep switching to it, I don't necessarily agree with Innocence when he says that if you don't use it, you're a bot. Because at the end of the day, edit mode aim assist has enough glitches and functional problems to where if you can edit really well without using it, that's what I'd recommend in the end. The next setting that we're going to discuss is controller vibration. Even though I try to talk about this every time I make a sensitivity/settings update video, I still get so many questions about whether or not people should have vibration on or off whenever they play Fortnite. I feel like the general consensus among good controller players is that it's actually better to have vibration off. A lot of people truly believe that having vibration on has a negative impact on a player's aim. Now, me personally, I'm someone who's had vibration off for about 5+ years now, so I can't really give a true insight into whether I believe that's true or false, so take that for what it's worth. However, I recently had a friend who turned vibration off basically because I told him what I just told you guys, and he said that he's happy he ultimately did it, but he was fairly surprised by how difficult it was to get used to having it off. Apparently, when you have vibration on for a prolonged period of time, you get so used to it, and it helps you react to things like being shot at by an enemy. So just be aware that if you plan to turn it off, it may actually take a few days for you to really get used to it. And a random bonus positive of turning vibration off is that if you use batteries in your controller, it'll apparently make them die a bit slower, so if that's something you care about, there you go. The next setting that we're going to discuss is auto-open doors. It probably doesn't seem like a huge thing, but recently a decent amount of players have begun to turn auto-open doors on. I believe it was Cypher PK who basically started the whole auto-open doors movement and even posted a video to Twitter about why he recommends that everybody should use it. The main positive of auto-open doors, oddly enough, actually has to do with editing. No matter how good of an editor you are, there are always going to be times where you either mess up and edit a door or the game simply glitches and makes a door for you. If you're not sure what I mean by that, one of the biggest glitches with editing right now is that sometimes if you do a bottom corner edit too quickly, the game will actually mess up and instead make a door. And especially in chaotic endgame situations where you're tunneling or box fighting really quickly, if you make a door when you wanted to make a bottom corner edit, you're gonna get stuck and probably take a decent amount of storm damage. But with auto-open doors turned on, it really won't hinder you in any way, since as soon as you make the edit, the door will automatically open, and then you can end up just walking right through it like normal. Now, the negative that some people find with auto-open doors is in early game fights when your opponent is on one side of a door in a house and you're on the other side. But with this setting on, doors really only open if you kinda run or walk towards it, and you also need to be close enough to almost be touching it. So I think once you use it for even like a day or two and get used to it, what I just described won't even really be a problem, and like I said, that's pretty much the only possible negative of using that setting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on any of the settings that we discussed in this video and whether or not you personally use them. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.